What should couples look for when choosing a venue? What common mistakes or oversights do you see couples making or venues make when planning a wedding? When a couple is choosing a venue, what are the most critical questions they should ask? What advice would you give to a vendor who's trying to become a preferred partner at a major venue like yours? The craziest story that you could tell us on camera that's ever happened here.
Oh.
I've been grinding it out for the last 20 years in ballrooms and wedding venues so I can bring you this wedding expert advice. My name is Jeff Jones and I'm the Wolf of Weddings. My buddy Maxwell and me, we go around and we interview the best of the best, the real wolves in the industry. Join us as we do one-on-one interviews with the biggest and best players in the business, from venue owners to venue managers to high-profile DJs. You don't want to miss this insider look at what it takes to be the best. If you're in the wedding industry, tune in. There's guaranteed to be some golden nuggets of information that'll help you climb to the top. Antique Wedding House, been in business for over 26 years, located in downtown Mesa. Michelle, she's an Arizona native. It's a family-run business, and not only is she a venue owner, but she's also a ceremony officiant who's performed over 2,200 ceremonies for couples and been a part of tens of thousands of weddings in general. She's a leader in the industry and a wolf of weddings. Please welcome the owner of the Antique Wedding House, Michelle Hart, to the show. Thanks for coming on, Michelle.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's good to see you both.
All right, welcome to the podcast, Michelle. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you for allowing me to interview with you, and looking forward to the holiday season and all the parties we're having.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather's finally good, so it is that time of year.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your journey into the wedding industry and how you arrived at the Antique Wedding House?
It's a kind of a long story, but I'll condense it just a bit. So
Okay.
Believe it or not, I had the bug at an early age. I love to plan. First party I ever threw, I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Did that for my parents. I did their anniversary party.
Very cool.
Surprised them with all of their guests and had a menu planned and everything. So
Wow.
from that point on, I just continued to cater for friends. I did weddings for friends. And then Fiesta Bowl, I co-chaired there for the, it was the Fiesta Bowl breakfast for the parade every year on New Year's, right around New Year's. So kind of got into the decorating and got the bug even more. So Ray and I, my husband, who's my partner in this whole invention that we created, handy at what he does. He's done all the ironwork, brickwork, basically everything. And we successfully kind of took a failing business that was up for sale at the time, and we've turned it into the little gem that it is now, and still continuing to thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely shining.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ray, man. We love Ray. He's awesome and a big part of the Antique Wedding House as well.
Wasn't this like a historical house too?
Yeah, it was a little home back. The first mayor of Mesa's son built it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I remember reading that, like on the sign out there.
Yeah, we still have that in the living room. We display the little history. The family comes back every couple years, and they do little tours. They bring all the grandkids. They love to come here and see that it was saved.
Yeah.
At one time, they weren't going to take care of it anymore, and it was boarded up and vandalized a few times. So it's been saved now, and everybody's just loving it.
That's what I thought. I read.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Was this your first business in the wedding industry?
Basically, yeah, full throttle in. First small business loan and all of it. So yeah, we kind of just took and ran with it and been successful ever since, it seems. Survived a lot of major points in life too.
Yeah, how long have you had this?
Well, we took over in 2000 and then 9/11 happened in 2001,
Right,
the crash in 07 and 08 with the housing markets and everything. So people were really on tight budgets, but still love doesn't have a budget. It just, people want to get married.
I love that. Love doesn't have
Yeah.
a budget. That should be your pitch right there.
Yeah, that's your slogan.
Love doesn't have a budget.
Hey, you heard it here first.
and then the most recent was COVID, of course, but stayed super busy during that time as their laws were a little bit stricter over in California and New Mexico, and we had quite a few out-of-state people coming into town and getting married. So
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like a gold rush.
yeah,
It was, especially 2022, that little surge of everybody catching back up, huh?
It was crazy.
Yeah. That being said, how many weddings have you done in 1 year? Like, what's your max or what's your most that you've done in 1 year?
I think the most we've ever done is close to 120 during the
20.
12-month year. Maybe down to 70 or so on other years. Just depends. We do a lot of elopements where people just want to get married, the two of them, and they only maybe have a handful of people that are going to witness, or they just don't even bring their witnesses. We've had people come in on their lunch hour and get married.
Really?
So
Wow.
yeah, it's but we kind of all-inclusive events as well. So
Yeah.
it just depends.
So they come into the little chapel and they use that for the ceremony,
Yeah.
and then if you're looking for a bigger wedding, then you have the whole property that you can use.
Exactly. Yeah. So kind of any range from DIY where you want to come in and do everything on your own, or make it stress-free and have it all inclusive and have everything included, and you don't have to try to find a great DJ company or a great baker for your cake.
Awesome.
We've got a really good group.
Do you
that
think
we work with.
Did you start out that flexible when you first opened, or over the years is that something you kind of adapted just through the years of
No,
experience?
we're one of very few that are not only affordable but very flexible on allowing certain things to be done. There's a few things that we might have to say no to, but extra stringing of lights and things like that, it's kind of got to put the brakes on somewhere. But most people are pretty respectful of what can be done. But most people kind of are the trend minimalists now. They don't.
Yeah.
I've had people bring not even a guest book to a
Yeah, I believe it.
event.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember back in the days too, there was a big push for like eliminating waste at weddings. They said weddings were very wasteful. Like throwaway cups and
Flowers, man.
flowers, right? And so
Flowers.
Yeah.
I can see the minimalism coming in and being a
Well, we
factor
kind of
in
use
that.
the flowers and we'll take them over to the nursing homes or something
really?
like that.
That's
So
awesome.
Yeah.
I'll let somebody enjoy them because
Yeah.
a lot of people do leave
Yeah,
them
like
behind.
that. Like when I first started doing weddings, I was amazed at how much
Yeah.
like flowers were wasted. And I took them home one time, but they only last a couple days. You give them to
Yeah.
your girlfriend, they die before your relationship's over.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so about 120 weddings. Being so busy, being on the front lines of that many weddings, what are some of the new trends you're excited about?
Well, kind of what I was saying, the simplistic minimalist people are not going overboard anymore. I don't have dozens and dozens of Amazon shipments coming here that people have bought or overbought.
People would ship their stuff here?
We have had people deliver
Okay.
things here, yes.
Wow.
But I think the biggest one we ever did, they brought in a U-Haul and they had all sorts of extra landscaping that they brought in, pots and
Wow.
trees, and
No
it was
kidding.
just a major event. But the minimalist, the colors are really pretty right now. Everything's kind of neutral tones, and it being fall, it's the terracotta and cinnamons and almonds. It's just very, very pretty. But
Yeah.
I think people are toning things down. They're not going for the big 180 person wedding anymore. They're staying right around the 20s to 100s. And people will say that's small to them, but it's a fair amount to have 100 guests at an event.
Yeah, I think so
don't
too.
know. I know 100 people show up at my wedding. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's like, do you even know all those people at your wedding?
Well, to get to share time with each
Yeah.
of them, that makes it a tough thing sometimes. It stresses brides and grooms out a
the
little
whole
bit. I
table
see
touches.
how,
Yeah.
So,
And I think the +1s jump it up. You know, so 20 people, that's 40, right? You give them a plus
yeah,
one,
that's
you
a
know,
good point.
yeah, 50 people, that's 100. So
Yeah.
that'll get you too.
It grows quick.
Yeah.
When people find out you're getting married, they all want to be your best
wants
friend.
Check in, say
party.
hi, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Got to get that buffet. Okay, so what should couples look for when choosing a venue?
Again, I think the flexibility, because their idea of what they see happening and what you're actually going to get with a venue is one thing. I think they should look for hidden fees. I hear so many people come in and are amazed that we even advertise our pricing, that we even have it on our website. We've got it on our brochures. We're not one of the venues that you've got to come in before I'll tell you how much it's going to cost you. Either, I'm honest with everyone, and I think that's the way it should be. They come in and they know what to expect when they get here. But yeah, you've got to watch those service fees. I hear that they add them into the contracts, and by the time the couple's ready to go for it, it's doubled in price, or another 50% higher. So I think just the fees, watch that.
Worse than the bank with the fees.
Oh my goodness, yeah. There's a lot of little different. There's corking fees, cake cutting fees. There's all of these things that you don't even think about. So that's
It's crazy.
important.
Yeah, it's crazy. Businesses are allowed to kind of operate. It's almost a deceitful
Yeah,
way
I
of
think
doing
so.
things. Yeah. So being straightforward, look for a venue. A couple should be looking for a venue that's straightforward in their pricing and their contracts and stuff. From your vantage point, what common mistakes or oversights do you see couples making or venues make when planning a wedding?
Again, I think the expectations need to be expressed in the very beginning of what you come in with your fiance, and you got to let us know what you're expecting. What do you want? Do you want your plates made? Do you want to go get your plate? I love presenting the buffet and having them get to share what they're sharing with their friends. But other people, they want their plates made, and if we don't have that ahead of time, we get together, we talk about everything, we've got planner sheets, and it's just sometimes very difficult to get everybody on the same page, because you've got people at the last minute want to participate and share and bring things. We had a wedding just this last weekend, and we had no idea that they were bringing additional food, and we're talking very large pots of things. And having placement for that and having the tables ready, it's nice to have it all ready and you're not scurrying at the last minute. So I just think the expectations on both sides.
Yes, setting an expectation realistically, right?
Right.
Okay. Today's podcast is powered by Vitamin Water, the all-new improved flavor for their zero sugar vitamin water. Are you dehydrated in the middle of your set? Is it bringing the beast out of you? Well, reach no further than the all-new zero sugar, new improved flavor of Vitamin Water, acai, blueberry pomegranate. Vitamin Water. It'll help you perform at your best. Let's see here. I should ask. It's kind of, I feel like this next question is kind of in the same genre of what we were just talking about. When a couple is choosing a venue, what are the most critical questions they should ask?
Well, no, just about the fees. What happens if it rains? That's a question that
coming
needs
up a lot
to be.
lately.
Yeah, you have it's pretty. I've been here when it rained, and
it
it
got
wasn't
really
that I
good
had the cold
coverage.
sparks, so that was a little.
Yeah.
But the weather, you just have to kind of know the weather in Arizona.
Yeah.
But that's big.
Yeah.
A lot of especially in Arizona, because it'll look like it's gonna rain, and then it won't. But then they'll just downpour horrendously,
Exactly.
for 30 minutes, and then it'll be done.
Yeah.
It's like,
And this last season, it's been kind of crazy with
Yeah.
our unexpected weather.
Yeah.
Storms coming from each way and haboobs coming through and the whole thing.
It's like they came on the weekends, right?
They
It was
are,
like on the
yeah.
weekends. Yeah,
all
Yeah.
last
landing.
weekend.
Yeah.
Sunny all week,
Yeah.
and then Saturday I got a wedding. Oh, look,
Yeah.
it's gonna rain.
But they say it's good luck, so
They say that.
it
Yeah,
rained
yeah.
on our
The
wedding.
DJ
So
never said that.
no,
DJ never said that,
DJs don't like that either.
No, the equipment's at risk, And speaking of DJs and other vendors that participate in the big day of a wedding, there's several vendors. What advice would you give to a vendor who's trying to become a preferred partner at a major venue like yours?
million question there.
Well, I think communication is the biggest one. Again, expectations that the bride and groom have of what their night is going to be with music and activities. And I think we do a good job at getting a planner out to them and letting them choose music, select their music for whatever event they do want to do, whether it's a newlywed game or a cake cutting song or their first dance or any of those dances or activities. I think responsiveness, if someone were to email or to call and leave a message, getting back to them in a timely manner, because I know when I want to know something, I'd like to know it and not wait for several days. So I just think it's the communication. It's just is the nicest.
Would you have a higher chance of letting a DJ be on like your preferred list if they essentially bribed you with gift cards when they saw you? Because I feel like that happens a lot in our industry, and it's not something.
Okay, yeah. Let's unwrap this a little bit, because I heard something similar as well, where
I mean, that's what
somebody
they told me to do,
was getting, but they called it a kickback. They said that such and such person was running a couple of venues and they were getting kickbacks from their vendors, and it became an issue. But that's all I heard about it. I don't know if it's prevalent.
From everything I've learned with the places I've gone, the people I've talked to, like one of the best ways to get on the inside list is basically become best friends with that person that owns it, or they just, every time they show up for a $1,400 gig, that here's a $100 gift card, thanks for the business. It's essentially bribing. But I mean, I know that's probably bad for me to say out loud on a podcast, but that's kind of what people do.
Yeah, I've never really actually worked with a vendor that gives incentives. I don't think that it's necessary. I think to achieve the vendor list, the quality that we have at this time, I did go through several different companies with several different vendors, cake companies, DJs, photo booths, everything. And I've got a great group now. They're reliable, they're dependable, and that's what it takes to...
Okay, I know. I just kind of shot it out.
To be on somebody's preferred list, you want reliability, because that's reflecting on you as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's important.
And I think because you've been in the business so long, you've been able to establish a very good list of those vendors. And I noticed that when I go to venues that have long tenure of either employees or workers or vendors, that tends to be a better experience overall for the wedding, I think.
Well, and it's great for the vendors as well, because if they're going to be around for 20 and 30 years, maybe not actually working in the field themselves, but running the companies, we've got repeat clients that are now coming back. They go back to the DJs, they go back to the photography. I've got people that have shot weddings and they're calling them now for their babies, their children, you know, so it's good business for both.
Yeah. If you could give one piece of advice to somebody who's early in the wedding business, this could either be somebody who's, you know, looking to buy a venue, maybe they're a vendor or a planner who wants to run with the wolves at the top tier of the industry, what would that piece of advice be?
Be very organized, very detail oriented. It's very, very important in weddings, and they do notice if a shade of color is off or if it's the wrong setup that they requested. Interview a lot of people, network. Doesn't hurt to go and meet a lot of new people, because there's always new things happening and there's new trends. So
yeah,
networking
is a big piece. I feel like
no
it's not my favorite thing to do, but it's so important.
No.
No one ever got great being alone, you know?
Yeah. So you've been in the business 20 plus years, maybe even since you were 9 years old.
Awesome, by the way. I never knew that.
Me either, actually. Yeah. So we know you've seen some juicy stuff. Tell us the real tea. What's the craziest story that you could tell us on camera that's ever happened here?
Oh, early starting out. We've had quite a few crazy stories, but I think the most memorable and kind of sad at the same time, that we had a couple that was getting married. She's all ready to go. The bride's got her hair done, dresses on. We're set up. We're ready to go. We've got all our tables, linens, food's ready. Photographers here, ministers ready. I stepped over to get the marriage license from the groom, and before I could even meet with the groom, the best man cut me off, and he said, "There's not going to be a wedding." And I stopped and I said, "Walk with me." And I just took him and we walked, and I said, "So we're not having a ceremony? We're not doing an event?" And he said, he's not going through with it. And I said, "Okay." And so that was the end of that. There was really no discussion, except I did get the father involved, the bride's father, because we had already discussed a lot of things planning for the wedding, so I felt comfortable talking to him. And he said, "It's okay." He says, "We're still going to have a party." And photographer wanted to know, "Well, what am I going to take pictures of?" He goes, "I don't care, just take pictures. We're all eating, we're going to have a good time."
Wow.
A few
Party
minutes
goes
later,
on,
yeah, party's going on, and I saw the bride, and she's just sitting on the ground, and she's got her knees and her elbows on the.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, and she was pulling her bobby pins out of her hair, and turns out something had happened where she had embarrassed him and done something that I think was a little bit naughty before a couple weeks.
Couple weeks before the
that's
wedding?
what he did
Oh my
to
gosh.
get back at her, and
Wow.
so that was the
Wow.
end of that. But never had that happen again.
Yeah. You said something about a letter. Was that? A letter was taped underneath the chair, or?
No. I was.
Story? Or that was something else you were
there was
referencing?
some stories that I've seen on
Yeah.
Instagram and social media where he's embarrassed. He's up at the altar doing the vows, and that's when he'll stop and say something. Everybody reach under your chair, and you'll see pictures or
Yeah, that'd be
something
crazy.
of what happened. So at
That's-
least we didn't have that happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember one time I was here, I think maybe like a year ago, and it was a small wedding, and we're doing, so it's, it's grand entrance and the first dance. So I do the grand entrance, and then we normally go right in the first dance, and I do the grand entrance, and then the bride had to go pee, and she just kept the groom out on the dance floor the whole time she went pee, just standing there in front of everyone. I remember I mixed like 3 songs so it wasn't awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait.
Because it's not easy for them to use the
No.
restroom. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
No.
it was like 3 songs and
With
he's
a big
just
dress
standing
and-
there, and then she came back. They were really young, but it was like,
Oh my gosh.
Man, that's funny.
yeah. It was at this.
I feel like that's some of the hardest parts of like organizing a wedding too. Is like, as an MC, you got to do some prep work, right? So before you make the announcement, you got to make sure certain people are in the room and ready to do the action of whatever you're announcing. And sometimes you get one person ready. By the time you get the other person back into the area, the other guy's left, and now you're like trying to time it, and yeah, it can get
Gotta
crazy.
make sure
man.
they're wearing the garter before the garter
Right.
removal.
Yeah,
know where
yeah.
the bouquet is, because sometimes planners are out before they tell you where the bouquet is.
True.
Or they lost the bouquet. Are they done doing table touches? One of them's in the bathroom, the other one's not.
You already know, yeah.
That coordination's a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and
they
it's
don't
live
always
and it's-
cooperate. you
Right,
know?
no, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't always. You have an all-inspiring story, Michelle. Where does it go from here?
Well, it's going to keep on going. I do know that. A lot of different events that we are doing currently is a lot of fundraisers, it seems. We're doing a lot of baby showers, bridal showers. We've done wakes here, celebrations of life. So that's been always an honor to do something like that. But inductions into sororities, just a lot of fun stuff. We've even done a kindergarten graduation at one time.
No
so
way.
yeah,
That's
so
cool.
we stay pretty versatile, but I love the kids that I work with. We've got students from the high school and then EVIT that are here a lot, and I just am molding them and making future planners out of them. But we'll continue on and endure
Shaping the next generation.
until somebody wants to take over.
So we'd like to give you a little gift here, because after telling us your story, you are a true wolf of the wedding industry, and so you are our official member of the Wolf
Open
Pack.
it now.
Yeah, open it now.
I look.
Yeah. It's a little memento of your experience here.
I was going to say it was vibes reading. Oh, I love it. Wow, with a wolf.
All right, guys, big
Thank
round of applause
you.
for Michelle at the Antique Wedding House. She's a true wolf of the industry.